Good morning. So it's day one of my trip to Hawkhurst. Excuse me how I sound at the moment. I've just woken up and I've had to carry a ton of luggage down 3 flights of stairs. Absolutely knackered. Just my chair fell over. Just go and pick it up quickly. Oh. So yeah, got all my tackle together. I don't do overnighters much anymore. I only really do them like once, twice a year. I don't even have a bed chair anymore. I got rid of it after 20 years of use, so I don't need to buy myself a new bed chair. Got a normal chair with me, and I've got a roll mat, so I'm going to be going old school and sleeping on the floor. But like I said, I've got an old roll mat. The swims are nice and gravelled, and also they are I'm going to put a ground sheet down that. So let me just show you my tackle. So there we go. Rod bag, not that you guys really care too much. Rod bag, cradle. I've got the matching waistling for it, which is also you can put it in the water to keep her fishing like a sack. It's a floating one. Got an old SLX tracker bivvy, which you'll see up later, and then all my luggage is Tracker NXG. I find it's the best luggage for carp fishing. So got Tracker NXG there, rucksack, a couple of carry-alls and bait bags and things. My sleeping bag, 5 Seasons JRC I've had for years. So that's kind of my tackle. Just waiting for Keith to turn up. Just outside my house at the moment, so just waiting for Keith to turn up, and once I've got everything, hopefully I'll see you on the fishery, and we'll go from there. So see you in a bit. Hello and welcome to the famous Hawkhurst Fish Farm, or Fishery. Here I am, finally got here, mega excited. I really can't wait to get started. Keith has just drove the car down and he's going to start unloading it, and we're going to start taking our stuff to the swims because it's fairly packed today. But I really can't wait to get started on the fishery. So I'll hopefully update you and let you know exactly what's going on, hopefully when we get some fish. So let's get cracking, eh? So, been here a couple of hours. This is the lake I'm fishing. I'll give you a little tour around my camp in a minute. Got Keith just down there. He's going to be really shy and stupid. He's actually coming towards us. We'll have a little chat with him later. He's not running away from me. He's just putting his bivvy up. He's got his rods out as well, but we'll have a bit more of a chat with him later on what he's doing. He's more after the carp. So I'll take you a little look around my camp, how I've got it set up at the moment. So just basic stuff really. I mean, I don't tend to do much overnight fishing anymore, but got myself a cradle, Avid one. It's quite a nice little cradle. It's the smaller version of the two, Safeguard one. So I mainly got it for tench and for carp. If I get a big cat, then Keith's got a mat, we'll use that. So okay, so that's all set up. Scales are 0, sling's ready. Got my rods out at the moment. Got myself a pod, as you can see there. Sorry about the bin liner behind it, that's for the rubbish. But yeah, I've got myself a pod. It's a quorum pod, it's only a cheap one. I got it mainly for pike fishing really, so I can attach my swingers on the back of it. There we go. So that's a quorum one. Using quorum swingers. I've got loads of different swingers. I'm a bit of a swinger fan. I tend to have I've got solar ones and matrix ones and muddy waters ones. Using the Delks. My Delks are really knackered now. They're about 12 years old. One of the LEDs on the red one's gone. I've got red and green. They're the colours I kind of started off with. Using old school. I don't know if you can see them. Get a little bit closer maybe. Let's come up on them. Proper old school 6000 GTEs. Now they're not the 6010s, 6010s, sorry, but they're the old school Shimano bait runners, the GTE version. Got them in 5000 as well. Got £15 line on, £15 katana, Shimano katana. Don't think I buy it anymore. Maybe online. So yeah, that's kind of my setup. I'm using 2 3/4 pounds Tesco rods. They're Nashi entities. Now my mate bought a couple a few years ago. He was using them in France, and I think I remember playing a fishing when he had gone away. He walked away from his rod, and I was watching his rod for him, played a fish in, and they felt lovely, so I bought myself a pair. 2 3/4. I'm thinking of getting the 3.5, sort of £3 in full cork, with a 50mm butt for catfishing, UK catfishing. So yeah, I've got those cast out. I'm actually fishing carp style really, and like small carp style. I'm using solid bags, and I'm using really small 12mm pellets with 18 supernatural hook link with a size 10 hook, size 10 wide gape hook, filled up with pellets. So really simple fishing. In a minute I'll actually sit down and I'll talk you through the lake I'm fishing, after I've shown you around the camp. My chair, got my tackle down now, making up rigs and stuff. I've got bait in those tubs and different pop-ups and stuff. Just about to make myself a pot noodle. Got my new tripod. I'm handheld in the camera at the moment. And then the bivvy. So I've got a matching net. I used to have the Sonic net, and I swapped it really for the Nashi ones with me mate Dan when we was in France, just so I could have a matching set. Now, this is an old school bivvy. I bought this brand new from Danson Angling 6-7 years ago. It's a Tracker SLX. They do the SLX Mark II, I think. I think even that's an old version. And it comes with a winter skin. The only thing that don't come with is the tension bars, but it's a really, really old bivvy in terms of design. But it's almost brand new. It's only the third time I've ever used it. I'd love to get some tension bars just so it's, you know, I can have it down as a windbreaker on really nice days. As you can see, you probably noticed inside, you know, I've got me sleeping bag, but I haven't got a bed chair. Now I had to, well, I retired the services of my bed chair, which was a Fox Stalker 4-leg bed chair. As you know, I'm not the smallest of people, and it was very, very strong still. It's heavy as hell, but it was strong. But I had it 20 years and it was literally starting to fall to pieces, so I retired it. But because I don't do this much fishing, I don't do this much kind of fishing anymore in terms of night fishing and that, I don't have a bed chair. And being out of work, I haven't really been able to buy one, but I think I'll probably end up getting one. It's also storing it at home. I've got so much tackle now, there's nowhere to store things. So yeah, I'll get myself a new bed chair, and then I've got myself my night set up. So I'm just going to show you the lake. You'll probably see more of these. This is main lake we're fishing, and I'll talk a little bit more, like I say, about that in a minute. But I'm just going to give you a little view of it, my swim. It's actually the first time I've ever fished this swim, and I'll talk to you a little bit about the history of me fishing it. So, you have to excuse me for a minute. Just about to stick the kettle on. So, going to do ourselves a bit of lunch, a bit of pot noodle. We came down here about 7. Oh. There we go. Got the old kettle on the go. Sorry about that. So, as I was saying, yeah, we come down here about 7. Around about that time, just after. We was contemplating coming down a little bit earlier, and we wish we had, because there were 9 people booked on the lake. It's a 4.5 acre lake. There was 9 people booked on, and we thought we'd get down here Monday. England are playing. It'll probably be fairly quiet. We didn't know there was 9 people booked on, by the way. When Keith booked it 2 weeks ago, we were the only ones that were booked on. So anyway, he said to me, "Oh, I'll come pick you up around 5," which he did do this morning, and we got over it, like I say, just around 7, and there was already people setting up in all the swims we wanted to fish. Our first free choice swim of swims. Now my first choice is fishing towards the calf end. I'll show you all the swims later on when I walk around, but fishing towards the calf end. I used to fish here, what, I don't know, 20 years ago, 15, 18 years ago, when I first started fishing here. And I haven't fished it for about 5 years. And that's in Dove Lake, the next lake, which we'll talk about later, and I'll show you a little bit around. But yeah, my first choice is to fish against the calf wall from the far bank. I had near 300 pounder fished it from there, I was about £2 or £3 off getting £300 of carp, of various strains, mirrors, commons, nothing massive for a while. Massive, great big carps just rolled in front, not far from where my rig is. That was a really big carp, and yeah, I wanted to fish that swim. Done really, really well in there in the past. It's a really well-known swim at Hawkhurst. If you fished down here before, you know that's one of the best swims. But I'll show you it, like I say, a little bit later. Two blokes already fishing it, setting up as we got here. I think they're going to be catfishing. He's already had two carp already. Biggest one I think was £11 common. Anyway, there was two blokes fishing in the corner, kitty corner. They're fishing against an island, and then there's on the other side where the main bridge is, there's a couple of guys fishing there as well. So yeah, we've had to sort of be put into the middle of the lake pretty much, into open water. The Keith's got the back of one of the islands. An old friend of mine, Steve, who used to come down here and do social with me, Steve, Wayne, there used to be loads of us. Steve fished the back of that island once, put a load of spot out there, and didn't have nothing for the first 24 hours, and then after that he just literally one after another after that 24 hours. He was here for 48 hours, that session, and he just one after another carp. Now yeah, we've been put into, I'm into an open water swim, literally. Got loads of open water in front of me. Now, on Hawkhurst's Facebook page, and on their website they talk about it as well, they drain the lake once every 2 years now, I think it is. And they drained it this year, in January. And what they do is they take pictures of the swims and what's in front of you, of what it looks like when it's drained. So you can really see the contours and where you want to fish and put your bait, kind of. So I'm fishing into silt. I'm not fishing on any bars or anything. Fishing into silt. I've just got basic bags on at the moment. Just try and nick a fish to start with. Try and give the camera, give you guys at home a fish to put on the bank. Now, I am primarily here for cats. That's what I'm here for. But unfortunately, well, I say unfortunately, there's loads of carp in here, and I would be happy catching carp as well. So we're going to call it a carp session, but I'm really going to try and target the cats. So I'm going to make up some rigs later on specifically for the cats. So there are some big cats in here. I read on the website that the biggest cat in here, which was £78 last caught 3 years ago. When they drained it this year, they found it at £88. Sorry, my old kettle's on the go. It's nearly boiled. So yeah, they found it when netting at £88. Now they said they netted the lake, but there's still small fish in here. So maybe someone's put them in from the match lake or something. But small fish is obviously to help sustain the catfish diet, I'd imagine. Originally it was stocked with tench and orf, and they literally mullered all the small fish to get to the size they are now. But they are carp bait munchers as well, the cats. So there are plenty of cats in here. You know, there's loads of kittens. I've caught kittens sort of that size before on floatfish worm in the margin, messing around years ago. But this is my old honk. This is where I very first learned to catch big carp. Now, I've never had a massive cat out of here. I have caught... Oh, sorry. Let me turn the kettle off. It's boiled. Just top my pot noodle up. I'm being a bit unhealthy. I've got Pepsi with me. I've got pot noodles to live on. Got bacon sandwich for the morning as well. So I'm being a bit unhealthy, but why not while we're fishing? Doesn't really matter. Right, let's put that down. Let it settle. So where was we? Yeah, cats. So there are big cats in this lake. There's quite a few between 25 and 55, but they range at all different sizes up to £88. And like I say, they drain it quite regularly, and they take a lot of the small fish out and obviously move them on and store them elsewhere in stock ponds, I'd imagine, until they get bigger and put them in here. Now, there's quite a few lakes on this complex. Now, as I say, I'm going to walk you around and show you all the different lakes, but I'll just give you a little rundown. You've got Dove next door, which is about 1.5 acres. Only 5 anglers can fish it. This lake is 4.5 acres, and only 9 to 10 anglers can fish it. Back in the day, it used to be Ramo, even more, 15, 20 anglers. You've got 2 stock ponds, well, small kiddie ponds a little bit further up. We'll have a look at them later, maybe tomorrow. If there's any kids fishing, we'll go and have a little look, their parents. It's a nice place where you can catch little tiny carp and get them into fishing. There's a little trout pond behind where we're fishing now,
I don't know if there's any trout in there, but I used to stock trout in there. And I used to go down there years ago and have a little dabble with some worm and that. Shouldn't really say that, but that was years ago. With an Avon rod, and then the same Avon rod I'd actually go on the Match Lake. Now the Match Lake is very, very well known and very prolific in terms of catching big weights of carp and F1s, I think they're called. Yeah, plenty of those in there, you know, massive great big bags of carp. I couldn't tell you how much because I'm not a match angler. Keith is the next match angler, but yeah, it's very well known for its catching big carp, weights of carp. You've got a couple of various little ponds with quail in there and goldfish, but they're just to look at, they're ornamental. And then you've got one last lake, which is the big one up top, which is the Specie Lake. Now, I don't know the rules and pricing and all that on there at the moment. When I go for a walk tomorrow, what I'll do is see if I can get one of the cards from the CAF and then update you guys just how much it costs to fish these lakes and the Specie Lake. I believe you have to pay a one-off membership fee on the Specie Lake, then you pay day ticket prices on top. But the main lake and Dove Lake, as an example, are two different prices. So I'm not entirely sure exactly what the price point is, but we'll talk about that tomorrow. There's also a big tackle shop. So you've got Kent Tackle, which is very famous, well known. It's been there a few years. Before that, it used to be an old barn where they used to sell sacks of pellet with the old bailiff Ted. Don't know what's happened to old Ted now, but it was quite a few years ago. There's a Coir shop, where sell Coir carp and all that, but it's actually closed down now and it's actually become an aquatic shop. We'll have a little look in there tomorrow. I've spoke to the bloke today. Couldn't help but go, when I went to the loo, go in there to have a little look, put me around the door, and he said it's okay, I can go in there and do a bit of filming. So, me being a fish person and a fish keeper, we're going there and have a little look tomorrow. And it's also got a CAF, quite a very famous waterside CAF. They sell, I don't know what's in there now, but when I was last here, they do these big breakfasts, which they you know, deliver to your swim, that kind of thing. I don't know if they still do that, but absolutely A1 food there when I was last here. And you can, they sell, you know, you get all the old biddies come down, have their cake and tea, that kind of thing. It's just a really nice place to visit. It's not just a fishery and a big carp fishery, it's a bit of everything. And I absolutely love it down here. And the last thing I haven't really talked about are the birds. There's so many wildlife birds in here. The owner's an absolute freak when it comes to birds. He loves these birds. All different ducks, and there's not so much swans on here now. And they used to clip the wings so they wouldn't fly away. They're ornamentals, and I think they used to sell them for people's big ponds in their garden and stuff. I'm not entirely sure about. Anyway, so I'm just going to have my pot noodle, and hopefully next time you see me, I'll have a fish or some sort of update. So just going to chill out after this, make some rigs, catfish rigs for tonight, sit with Keith, maybe go and have a chat with Keith later, and listen to the football England are playing tonight in the last 16 I think we're in. So yeah, against Iceland, that'll be really good. So we'll sit and listen to that, and I'll catch you in a little while. Sorry, fella.
That's alright, it can't be helped. Do you want us to net him for you?
No, it should be okay. You see it?
Yeah, yeah.
What is it, common? It's coming now. Are you back-legged up?
Yeah.
Jesus, that must have come right in. Wella, I'm in.
What?
I'm in.
Is it you?
Yeah, I've gone over the guy's guy's line.
Yes, boy.
Yeah, but I've gone over the guy's line now.
No, we didn't. Get it. Worry about it. Sort it out.
My line up around him when you get him in.
Yeah, I'll get it in quick as I can. You got yours on bait runner?
Yeah. What's the vision? That's what they're doing.
Come on, where is he?
Who's still going on?
No, he's off.
That's my line there. You've got.
Yeah, he's off. He's come off.
It's come off.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
It's the line on it.
Right, could you bring it into it? You got it.
Damn it. Sorry, fella.
Don't matter about that. I'm just sorry.
No, I'm more.
Your fish.
No, I'm alright with that. It's more I've looked on the line. Oh, that tore.
Okay, Sam.
So you saw it?
Yeah.
What was it?
A common.
Yeah.
You only see a bit of its back.
Right.
Couldn't
Fairly small.
even begin to tell you what sort of size it
No,
was.
it didn't feel. I mean, it felt like a 8, 9, 10 pound.
Solid bag.
Yeah, solid bag. Sorry, mate. Yeah.
Oh,
Feel
I'm
bad.
not good.
So right, where's your left-hand rod, fella? You're on
I
back
was
legs.
out on the island.
Jesus, that's gone right tight.
He,
Right round.
he took it right across.
Yeah.
That's
You're
why.
only just in front of you, aren't you? You're not nowhere near
No,
it.
no, I was literally here. He's torn right across.
Yeah.
And then as I played it, he's tight round.
Yeah, and I was backlegged as well. So
Yeah,
that
me
was
too.
right to the
Yeah. Just in case you come my way as well. That's why I thought I'd back
bottom. No, I backlegged right, sort of like tight to the bank.
Yeah, me too. Sorry about that, mate.
So, didn't it?
Yeah, he does that
No
in there. Oh man, we did a good run. Screamed off.
Yeah, just literally tore off, mate. Literally jumped up, grabbed the rod, mate, and he started fighting towards that gentleman's swim, and I just couldn't stop it.
Didn't have any conversation.
So you saw the run, back-leaded, size 10 hook. Gentleman saw the fish. It was a common. Went over his line, unfortunately. He's back-leaded as well, tight to the bank, the same as I am, just in case the same thing happens. Just one of those things, really. Can't be helped. I feel a bit bad for the gentleman, but he's quite a nice fella. So, so I think get this redone back up and get it back out there. But God, you really have to be on the rods because this is literally kited right round. He said he saw the back of it, didn't sort of see what size it was. I'm guessing from the feel of it, maybe a double, but it's hard to tell. So I'll get this rig back up again and see what happens. So yeah, just lost that carp. Feel really bad for the guy next door. I don't like doing that, but couldn't really do nothing about it, unfortunately. But what I'm doing is I'm just rebaiting. I'm going to show you at the moment what I'm doing. I'm just keeping it really simple. I think mainly when people go to certain waters, commercials, they overthink and overcomplicate things. This bottom, which I forgot to say earlier on, is very, very silty on the bottom, and it's made up of clay, so there's no weed in there or nothing like that. So there's no need to overcomplicate things. So at the moment, what I'm using these O-pellets, these ones here. They're pre-drilled, they're 12mm spicy sausage. I've also got them in halibut version as well. I've got some 14mm halibuts, which I was planning on using 2 of those on a hook later. On my other rod, I've actually got 2 12mm, so with a size 8 hook. But at the moment, I've got a size 10 hook, and I'm using the sausage version. Now, I'm using the sausage version, so I'm using. Let me show you the rig I'm using. I've got that bite. Very, very simple. I use this most places. So let's just put that down for a second. So what I'm using is a supernatural hook link. Oh, let's take that mess off. Weed. Right. I'm using a supernatural hook link with a size 10 wide gape, as you can see. I'm using a square pair lead. The actual hook link is linked on with a link clip, as you can see, link clip with a piece of silicone over the top, so I can change the hook link really quickly. I'm using a safe zone leader, called a safe zone leader, with a tungsten tubing inside, and I'm using a 4mm bead. So basically, it's a shocker rig, so it can run to a certain amount, and it shocks them, and it hooks them, so it really mucks them up. They don't know what's going on. I'm using solid bags. Now, everybody uses solid bags, and nowadays, and I think it's because it's very basic fishing. You ain't got to overcomplicate it. So I'm putting one of these little pellets on, and rather than use a hair stop, I'm using a really tiny piece of corn, which has got a groove in it. I don't think you can see that. And what it does, it just acts as a sight indicator. A bit similar to what people were using with the normal sweet corn, pop-up sweet corn. So I'll show you that in a sec. So there we go.
That's the hook bait. That's the hook bait. And then what we do is we just put it into a solid bag, which is really easy to do. You know, an idiot can make a solid bag, it's not hard. So I'm just going to make one up now. So just put the lead in. Okay, let me bring you down so you can have a look. There we go. I think you can see that. So just turn the thing up. So yeah, basically what I'm doing is opening the bag. Sorry about the camera work, it's probably not the best in the world. Oh, let's open that up again. And I'll just put a little small layer in. This is just 3mm halibut pellet. I have got a mix on the go at the moment, which has got tuna fish and all that in it. But I'm saving that to a little bit later when I can do some spotting for the cats. Just letting it ferment. So it's got all different pellets in, tuna fish, cut up pieces of cubes of meat and, you know, oil, that kind of thing. So what you do, there we go. So a few pellets in to start with. Then what you do is you put your lead in. Now I never used to like doing that. I used to put the rig in first. So if you can see that. Okay, and then what we do, just fill the bag up. So about halfway, then put the rig in. So about halfway, drop the rig in. And then fill it up to 3/4. Compact it down. 3/4, compact it down. And then I lick my fingers first and then twist it. Just like that. Really simple. Got to do it a couple of times. Just going to wet it with my mouth. So let's bring the camera back up. Bring the camera back up. There we go. So now I don't need to teach you how to do a solid bag. No, most of you people, especially carp fishermen, you're all well aware know how to make a solid bag. It's not hard, it's not complicated. So there we go, that's the bag. Not quite finished. I like to do a couple of other things to it. So I've got a choddy tool. You can use any sort of sharp needle thing. Just put little holes in. That's just to let the water permeate in front of it. So a couple of holes into it. And then the last thing to do is just... Sorry, my camera work is really bad. It's been a while since I've filmed this style of fishing. As you know, I'm a predator angler, so most of mine's doing pike rigs and that. But just lick the end and seal it over. There we go. So make it a little bit more aerodynamic, and that's the finished bag. There we go. You do get residue build up around now, but it doesn't sort of scare the fish off, or you know, doesn't really put them off at all. But what I find is as well, I find that you could places like this commercial, you can get away with it. I mean, if you're fishing somewhere which has only got a few fish in now, they're very hard to catch. You have to muck them up by using a specific rig to catch them with. Excuse me, pot noodles repeating on me. So yeah, to catch them with, then obviously little things like that can make a difference. But you know, if you're fishing somewhere like, I don't know, two-tone's not around anymore, but if you was fishing from at Collinbrook, you know, we all know how he was caught on white baits and pieces of maize and things like that. But if you was to fish for those type of fish, that's what I'm trying to get at, like Wellington Country Park, where there's very few well-known fish, then you need to use things that are also basic but specific to individual carp and how they feed. But a place like this where there's loads of carp in the lake, loads of fish in the lake, it doesn't really matter. So I'm actually fishing even more, how can I put it, basic than I do or ever did here in the past. And I've done quite well in the past to get runs. So yeah, just fishing like this, solid bag, and it's working for me. So what we're going to do is going to cast this one back in, and then hopefully get another run. So. Okay, so it's now 4 o'clock and nothing's really happened. The sun has come out because it was really overcast earlier, which was perfect for fishing. It was still warm, muggy, but it was overcast. Now the sun's come out and thrown a lot of light into the water. It's pretty much stopped all runs and things like that happening. So we're hoping, you know, there's been no run so far. I've not had nothing. Had a couple of little knocks and beeps, but when you're fishing solid bags, you expect that. Keith is he's gone to sleep. I tried to go to sleep. I'm so tired and I just couldn't manage to doze off. But yeah, not had nothing at all really. Just a couple of knocks. Brought my rods in to go loo, and then when I come back I recast them again. Having pellets on the hooks, as you well know, don't stay on the hook very long. When I pulled them both in, they both were empty rigs. So I reckon that the pellet in such warm water is breaking down quite quickly. So with any type of pellet, I think I'm going to need to change the rig quite quickly. Only leave it out an hour or two before bringing it in and rechecking it. Now I've made up a bit of a mix tonight. Pellets, different types of shapes and smells and stuff like that. I put tuna fish, oils, that kind of thing into a mix, and I put lots of water in it to mulch it up a little bit because I didn't have no ground bait. And what I'm going to do is I'm not going to cast very far tonight. I'm only going to cast maximum of, you know, in front of my swim, maybe 40-50 metres, not even that, 30 metres. I'm going to sort of carpet the area just in front of me, and I'm going to put 2 big catfish rigs on now. I'm not sure what I'm going to use. I've got lobworms with me, which are proper mashed up, proper half dead. When you buy them from Decathlon, that's kind of what you expect, but yeah, they're proper mashed up. But I suppose a couple of those all chopped up on a hair might be a good idea. Sorry, my phone just went. If not that, then maybe a couple of 14mm halibut pellets, hair rigged. If not that as well, I've also got luncheon meat where I can dice it up into cubes. But the problem is I left a very vital component at home to keep the luncheon meat on the hair, which is the bait poppers you use for pike fishing. Actually, if you put one of those, if you make a really short hair rig and you can use one of those as hair, you can thread meat on it. I think I've uploaded a picture before on Facebook, and what it does is it stays on. I've used big chunks of meat in France, and absolutely it works brilliant. You can cast really far, you can get a couple of casts out of it. But yeah, so maybe a slightly smaller chunk of luncheon meat. But like I say, I'm going to put that carpet out just before the England game, get a bit of fish interest, and then I'm going to put baits over the top of them for tonight. Hopefully we'll pick up a fish, hopefully a bit of cat, because obviously PredatorBitesUK, that's what I'm here for the cats. I wouldn't be too disheartened if I had a carp, but yeah, it's kind of how it's gone so far today. But with the changing weather and that, walked around the fishery a little bit, and I've seen so much wildlife that I could have filmed, and I'm thinking, oh, I wish I had my camera, but I didn't at the time. So hopefully tomorrow, if the sun's up like it is now, there's no point in having my rods in the water, so I'll bring them in, walk around and just do a little bit of filming if I can. Like I say, head up to the aquatic shop, do a bit of filming in there and that. So make a little bit of dinner. I've got some bacon for tomorrow morning, because you can't come fishing overnight and not wake up early in the morning, 4 in the morning, and get the bacon on the go. So I've got a couple of baps. I'm going to do some bacon tomorrow for me and Keith. But pot noodles, basically we're living on quite unhealthy, got fizzy drink and that, so I'm living quite unhealthy for the next 2 days. But what I do like is it's given me a chance to think about things like work, where I want to be, where I want my fishing to go, just general things, you know. That's what I like about doing this type of fishing, gives you a chance to sit back and think and that kind of thing. But yeah, hopefully we'll get a couple of fish. I mean, even if we get a fish each, so, you know, I've had a really nice run, and I've had a fish on and lost it to the guy next door, which you might see the footage a little bit. I don't know how the footage come out, but you might see that just before this blog entry. And then Keith had a little pasty 2-pounder when we first got here, using solid bags. I mean, it's quite funny. Solid bags is one of my first approaches now in commercial carp fishing, and other than that, I like to use you know, those flatline method feeders as well, for like tench fishing, that kind of thing, and small carp fishing. But it's working perfect now for my larger carp fishing, which is really good. But this is nowhere near how I used to fish. I used to fish like double snowman, fusion, mainline fusion and NRG, like 20 millers, 18 millers with snowman, so I would use a pop-up on top. Proper big carp rig approach, try and get one of the big ones. But unfortunately, that never really happened for me here. I had loads of carp, but I've never had a real big one. Dove Lake is where I had my PB. My first big one of £19. My very first trip here, carp fishing, ever carp fishing. And then my last trip with my mate, who I don't see anymore, he had loads of commons up to £30, and I had a 25/8 mirror, which what I'll do is at the end of this video, I'll actually, or sometime in this video, I'll actually show you some of the fish that I've caught previously years ago from both these lakes. So I'll show you from main lake, and I'll show you from Dove. What was quite interesting, actually, I've been on Facebook and posted a couple of mess around photos of me and Keith doing selfies and that. Keith had a couple of drinks and I was winding him up saying he was drunk, because last time we went he actually he actually got drunk on Bailey's and sorbet vodka or something, I don't know what they are. He won't thank me for saying that. Yeah, just dribbling on a little bit now. It'd be nice to actually have some fish action to show you rather than me just babbling on, but at the end of the day this is a vlog, so you know, I can't really do nothing about putting the fish on the bank if they're not willing to take my bait at the moment. I'm quite confident in the rigs I'm using and the setups I'm using. So yeah, 25/8's my PB from Dove. Incidentally, my French common, well my common PB is 25/8 as well, so I've got a 25/8 mirror and a 25/8 common. It's crazy that I've got them both together, so it's not hard to forget what my PB carp are. So one's a French and one's obviously in English, but it'd be really nice to get a bigger catfish. I mean, my PB catfish is 25 pounds roughly. I remember weighing it, and it was around 24.5, 25 pounds around there. Yeah, it was only a kitten. I've had really small ones and that as well before, but it'd be really nice to get a PB or even cat of any size in here, just to show you a video, show you a fish for the video. But I think what we've got to do, here we go, I've got to bite, got to run. And I'm in. It's funny actually, sitting here chatting to you guys and I've actually got a fish on. Don't feel very big. Starting to pull a little bit now. How funny was that? Sitting there chatting to you, babbling on, and this has just been cast out in a solid bag. Rather than use a pellet, this is on it's only a small fish. Yeah, rather than use a pellet, I had this on oh, it's a grassy. Wonder why it coming so easy. Let me get the net. Wonder why it coming so easy. It's a little grassy. So hopefully we can get it in and I'll show you it. Something grassies are known for. Something grassies are known for. They go mental. They go mental when you swim. But they come in like a sack of potatoes. There we go.
So, got a nice little fish. Oh, so I've got a nice little grassy. Next time you'll see me, I'll have it weighed and then obviously in front of the camera. Well guys, as you saw, I was just playing. It's quite funny. It was quite funny how I was tacking up. It's proper going nuts now. Let's get rid of this. Yeah, basically all of a sudden, it tore off. You saw what happened, sitting there chatting to you, and it went off. Turns out to be a grass. It come in like a sack of spuds, and I thought to myself, why the hell is it coming in so easy? And yeah, I forgot all about the fact that there were grasses in it. They do go to over £20, but I've just weighed this one and it's actually £10 on the nose, which is really nice. Hopefully it won't beat me up. So I'm just going to try and hold it up for you. There we go. Oh, there we go. So, oh. Lucky I've got this cradle. It's giving me a right old beating up. But I have a cradle. The thing is, you can't rock it back in your arms. Looks like a giant chub, doesn't it? Absolutely made up with this. I don't carp fish very often, so it's really nice to get a carp, and not just any old carp like a common or a mirror, but a nice grassy. £10 on the nose. This one took a dumbbell using those solid bags. So it took a dumbbell. What did it take? A krill from Sticky Bait dumbbell that I put into a bag of basically three micro meal halibut pellets, and that's it. Keep it as simple as possible. So there we go. Absolute beautiful. I'm over the moon. I've had my first fish, got something for the camera, now I can relax. Okay, it's not a cat. Hopefully we'll get one of those, but let's get this little beauty back because it's been out long enough. Thank you, my beauty. Absolutely beautiful. I'm well happy. And it was only just in as well. So let's pop it back. Hello, so plan for tonight. Been thinking about what to do. So I've made some catfish rigs and I'm going to be fishing meat and pellet. So I'm going to fish meat on one, lunch and meat, and pellet on the other. Now I haven't got a cast too far out. In front of me it's open water. I've just gone on to the Facebook Hawkhurst page again and looked at the drainage. So I had a look at the contours on the bottom and where I'm fishing. There is to the right of me, between me and the guy next to me, he must be fishing on a bar, because there is a bar running between us and the island to my right. But I've got open water in front of me, so I'm going to fish fairly close in. I'm going to be fairly quiet. I'm going to sit and keep swim and listen to the England game, and then come back and just sort of sit and relax in my own swim. But I'm going to be very, very quiet tonight in my swim, and I'm going to fish literally 2, 3, maybe even 4 rod lengths out, so not too far at all. So what I've done is I've been messing around with this all day. As the carp boys say, manga. That's what the carp boys say, don't they? So yeah, I've got 3 types of pellet in here. I've got some tuna fish in here. I've got some oils in here. I've got all manner of bits and pieces in here. I was planning, if I was fishing to a feature, of fishing further out. For whatever reason, I was going to spawn some bait into an area, but because I'm fishing quite close in, I've scalded it with some hot water, and I'm going to form it into like a ground bait, partially formed pellets into a ground bait, and then cast and then lob it into the area around me. Now I'm not going to put it out in great droves. It's just enough to try and hopefully tempt a cat, or even some carp, but try and tempt cat into the area, especially when they hopefully go on the feed in open water at night time, because as you well know, they tend to hide under the roots and around islands. I mean, there is no roots here apart from in the reeds, but around islands and places like that during the day, and lie up in certain areas, shady spots. This lake primarily is pretty shallow. It's only about averaging 5 foot. Some places are 3 foot, and there's meant to be a 10-foot hole they call Kitty Corner. Now I don't know if it's actually 10 foot, but so what I'm going to do with this, like I say, I'm just going to spread it out just in front of me, just to
it's more about the smell and hopefully draw the fish into the area. So I can just literally, if I'm using luncheon meat on a hair rig, I haven't got a cast too far out. I'm actually using a French hook link that I used to sell in Decathlon. So I've actually got like £100 French hook link for catfish. I mean, that's overkill, but it's quite thick. And what I like about it is that the reason why it's when you got that really thin hook link, I find it cuts through the meat very easily on the hair. With this thicker hook link, the hairs actually, it shouldn't pull through the meat, and I'm having a smaller chunk than what I use in France. Now, I did forget, like I say, my kebab rig poppers that you use for pike fishing, for making kebab rigs, and I use those for meat. I think they're absolutely fantastic. They stay on really, really well. But unfortunately, I've only got one large one, and it's far too big for well, it's not too big for the cats, but I'm using slightly smaller luncheon meat, sort of the size of maybe, I don't know, a matchbox, that kind of size. Anyway, so gonna get some of this out. Just had my dinner, which consisted, I'm throwing it away, which consisted of a pot noodle. Yeah, ultra healthy. My mum gave me some Bakewell tarts slices to eat, so I thought I'd have one of those, treat myself after my dinner, and bit into it. And I thought, oh, this tastes funny. Looked at it, it's all mouldy. Thanks for that, mum. So yeah, being ultra healthy today. Not. And then have a little tidy up, go and sit with Keith, and yeah, just hopefully wait for a run. Hopefully things will start picking up. It's around 6 o'clock-ish now, so I'm going to reel the rods in, go for my ablutions, go and wash myself, and go loo and stuff like that, and come back and then start setting the catfish rigs up. Before I go, I'm actually going to throw some bait in though, just to start kicking it off and hopefully start drawing fish into my swim. So I'm the only person, as far as I know, that's not fishing very far out. Most people are fishing to features, which are like across the other side of the lake, whereas I'm going to fish quite close in. So I'm hoping the people around me, which is a nice enough guy, it's going to be quite quiet, so it's not going to disturb the fish, because I think a lot of bait gets thrown into the margin here on weekends and weekdays and by noddies that come. So I'm hoping the catfish and fish learn to patrol the margins, and I know they do. When I used to fish here years ago, they used to patrol, especially at 4 in the morning. You'd wake up and hear sucking outside your bivvy door, and the carp actually patrol the margins looking for food amongst the reeds. So anyway, we're going to give it a go and see how we get on. So wish me luck, and I'll update you later, hopefully with some fish. So let's get on with it and start getting my little regime for the end of the night. See you soon. So, watching the England game and just savouring the moment, so to speak. Keith's having beer, I'm drinking Pepsi. So, that's my way of releasing. So, we're sitting here, just listening to the England game. Let me show you the lake. It's absolutely beautiful this time of the evening. Just give me a little pan. I'll just put my catfish baits out. I put got a large luncheon meat on one, and I put loads of that stinky pellet and stuff over the top, and the other one's on a double 14mm pellet, and I put loads of 14mm on top of it, and I had a bag of 3mm pellet. So I'll put my catfish rigs out. I've got the best I think I can do, so hopefully catch a fish. Just have to sit back and relax and wait. The luncheon meat that I've got is not like standard English luncheon meat, it's like some foreign luncheon meat, and it's all oil inside it. It's really weird. I've never seen luncheon meat like that before. It's nothing like Spam, but hopefully that oil leaking off the ragged edges, I've not cut it slick, so hopefully that'll go off. That's on a size 4 hook, so see what happens. So just going to enjoy the footy, and hopefully we can pull this back, because it's absolutely ridiculous how we can lead after one goal. Lead with one goal after a couple of minutes and then end up behind. It's ridiculous against Iceland. No disrespect to Iceland. So let's see what happens. I knew it was a cat from what I was watching.
Yeah, it's getting dark, isn't it? We're gonna start feeding.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you see the old tail slap. I said to Keith, sitting next to me, that's a cat.
Yeah.
Well, it's a nice one.
Oh mate, it's better than nothing.
Yeah, it's much better than nothing.
No, well done. I know you came here for them, didn't you?
Yeah.
No, well done.
Yeah, it's probably 15, 16 pounds something.
Yeah, I'll be happy with that. Lovely. Lovely jubbly. He took your halibut pellet today.
Carp, halibut,
Oh, okay.
and I do like
And it seems like pop up on the top, like a snowman. You
Oh,
see
yes, that's what I do. Yeah, I do the exact same thing.
yeah, like this one, you know, on top, half of it, and the halibut palate and
So it just counterbalances it a little bit and gives two different flavours.
that? Yes.
no, it's just like a visual thing, I think.
Okay.
I believe that's.
I do for carp, yeah. I've never thought of it for cat, but for carp, definitely.
Yes.
I don't want to get in your way, so I'll let you deal with him. Told you, Keith. It was a cat. Yeah, I told you it was a catfish, mate. No, about 15, 20 pound. It's beautiful looking, though.
Well done.
Yeah. Do you know what? That's actually a really nice looking cat.
Yeah,
I've seen cats.
It's gonna be probably 20.
Decent whiskers. I reckon £18. Wicked. You guys are going to be famous.
I think everyone who's fishing this swim, everyone is famous.
My favourite swim. Look, his whiskers are perfect. I've been places where their whiskers have been absolutely damaged, really beyond repair.
Yeah.
But his whiskers are actually quite nice.
I love the dorsal thing, look at it.
Yeah, it's tiny, isn't it?
What's it for?
That's not even needed, mate. Moment of truth.
Yeah.
I'll say 18.
I'm saying 20.
Okay.
22. 22 saying. Yeah.
Has he got a belly on him? Has he been eating all your bait?
No.
What do you reckon?
18.
Everyone's got over
16?
18, 16.
16?
16,
I'm
18,
saying
20. 20, 22.
Oh, blimey. Have you done the sling?
No, the slim.
The slim is
three is 3 off 20, 20,
24?
3 pounds.
24, yeah.
24? Oh my god. Bigger than I thought.
We've got a winner.
16? I was well off. Let's get one last look at him, then I'll leave you guys in peace.
Half.
Half and half snowman.
Yeah.
Very clever.
It's
Right.
not like a snowman cutting in a half.
Yeah, just to counterbalance and
Yeah.
also a visual thing. You know, I was telling you about the pop-up Kong.
But I was.
By the rope.
Yes, in the middle. But this one, I cast exactly in the corner. Exactly, it's like, I don't know, maybe 50 centimeters.
Exactly the way I fish it.
To the left of this island here.
No, to this side.
Oh, this island.
To the other island,
And
yeah.
straight away, I said to him, that one is
the
like
one.
the best.
Yeah.
Oh, I
The best
just
cast
love
for the
them.
day. And it's
Yeah,
like 20 minutes, not 10 minutes, and that's it.
Right, well done, fella.
Yeah, thanks.
Happy angler. Hello. So you might find it a little bit difficult at the moment. It's 2 in the morning. I'm absolutely knackered. I'm just weighing a carp I've just caught. $14.2. Oh. Oh. Yeah. So I'm absolutely knackered. Got a £14.2 common in the net. Took a double 14mm halibut. Absolutely tore off. Didn't expect it to be a carp, so I started playing it, and then the head thumps kind of gave it away. So yeah, it's 2 in the morning. Let's get it up for you to have a quick look at. If it'll play ball and not play up. Oh. Let's see. There we go. I think you can see that. Yeah, my first night caught fish for the camera. 2 o'clock in the morning, and a 14-pound 2 common. I would like to say I wouldn't expect it, but I kind of did. It's been a long time since I caught a double figure common. I can't even remember the last time that was. Really nice fish. Quite pleased with it. It's nice to have 2 fish now, common and a grassy, but it would have been even nicer to have a cat. 3 cats have been caught for our friends tonight, which you'll see the footage of that I filmed on my phone. Of one of the cats, the first cat, that was 24 pound. The other 2 cats were 25 pound roughly, so nothing bigger than that. There we go. They were caught from my favourite swim, but this one, open water, solid bag, loads of 14mm halibut pellets, catapulted out with 2 14mm halibuts and a size 6 hook. There we go. Let's get her back, yeah? She's been out long enough. Oh. Top stuff. Hello, good morning. So, up nice and early. Since my last run, I've actually not gone back to bed, so that was 2:30. It's just gone past 4 o'clock now, so I'm watching the mist on the water. It's absolutely beautiful. I've had a couple of runs, a couple of takes that are not converted into a fish on the bank or having a fish on the rod. I recast both rods after having that fish, that 14 pounder. Just put some luncheon meat on, some lobworms. I've had a couple of screaming takes, but as I've got up to strike, nothing's been there. Just waiting for basically, hopefully, a fish to take now. It's kind of a nice little sort of witching hour, just like going into the night time, and it's coming out into the morning. So yeah, mist on the water is actually quite nice. Keith is still in bed. Started giving it all the big one about how he's going to get up early and do this and do that, and it's quite funny because the roles are reversed. I'm usually quite lazy when I'm fishing. I don't know if it's the fact that I've got the camera and I'm filming, but I'm usually quite lazy when I'm fishing. I'm usually in bed and I don't get up, that kind of thing. But last time we went, I planned to get up at 4 o'clock and see the mist on the water and recast rods if need be, that kind of thing, bait up. But this time round it seems to have switched over for the fact that Keith is in bed and he's, it's like lost a little bit of heart. I don't know, maybe he's really tired. I'm really tired myself. But yeah, I put a little bit of extra effort into this trip, and I've had 2 fish, and I've had quite a few runs. Well, I say quite a few, maybe 5 runs on top of the 2 fish I've had. Fish in the open water. I seem to have had the most action on the lake so far. Some of the other people have had fish and had a few runs, but I seem to have had the most action. After I put that fish back, 14 pounder, the geezer next to me had a run literally straight after, and he got up and that, but I think the fish must have dropped it or something. But yeah, it was going for about 15-20 seconds, but it was like a really slow developing type of bite. I've got some meat out on one rod at the moment, big large piece of meat, because when I pulled it in last night after that fish, there was nothing on it, so I'm glad that I pulled it in. So I've had 2 taps on it so far, 2 little knocks, and the other one I put back out with the double halibut 14mm pellet, and I've had again a pick up and a drop on that. It's really nice actually just sitting here watching the rods and waiting for a run to develop. But I think I might go on to some smaller baits. I'm going to go up, have my morning ablutions, change me clothing and my underwear and all that sort of thing, freshen up, bit of a wash. Then what I'll do is put fresh baits on, go back to putting some smaller baits on maybe, I don't know. See if I can pick up maybe some more carp and maybe hopefully a bonus catfish. I don't think it's going to come now. Some sort of predator trip I'm having, I suppose, but can't complain about 2 fish. And yeah, maybe get some bacon on the go. And then what I'll do is at some point reel the rods in midday, early morning when it goes quiet,
and I'll walk around the fishery hopefully and film some of the other parts of the lake, different angles, so you can have a proper look at it. Pop into the aquatic shop and do a bit of filming hopefully, and then come back, get my rods back out again, and out they'll stay till we pack up at 6, half 6 tonight. So I thought I heard Keith stirring and getting up, but I don't think he has. Still asleep in his pit. But yeah, just going to enjoy this beautiful morning, so just take a look at this. Absolutely stunning. There was mist on the water, but you can have a little look. The rods. It's just nice just sitting here. Mist on the water and that. You know, something I do miss. You know, I used to go night fishing, what, twice a month, once a month at least, especially to this place. But anyway, let's just enjoy the morning, and hopefully might pick up another fish. What was it, 25?
Yeah, arms are aching.
I bet. They're worse.
That's it's like 11, okay.
Wicked.
I cannot lift it because it's slippery. Yeah, one on this side.
That's it. Under the pit. That's it. Brilliant. Wicked. Ah, well done, fella. PB for you there.
Yeah, yeah.
You've had it up in your swim, ain't you?
There's loads,
Yeah, well, he deserves it. He's put the work in. Wicked. Well done. Okay, so yeah, here we are. This is I'm going to start walking towards Dove Lake now. But as you can see, that's Heron's Rest. That's the owner's house. Dove Lake actually used to be, as far as I'm aware, his pond. Used to be the pond at the bottom of his garden. It wasn't a fishing lake. The owner's really keen on birds, ducks and things like that. Yeah, very keen on ducks, and used to have their wings clipped and stuff like that, and then they use the then they would sell the birds on and things like that because they're exotics. And then they sort of transferred this into a pond basically for fishing. It's about an acre and 2, acre and 5. You can get four anglers on there comfortably. There's a nice double swim behind the island, which I used to fish. But this is where I had my first sort of half decent carp at £19, where I first learned to carp fish. Now you can see it's all overgrown around the edges here. That was never like that when I first fished here, what, 19, 20 years ago. All you'll see around the edges, especially in the spring, are daffodils and things like that. I think this is a little bit pricier than Dove Lake by £5 extra. Don't quote me on that. Excuse me. Oh, hay fever. And what they do is they drain this as well, I believe. As far as I know, there's no cats in there. They used to put the odd cat in there as like a bonus fish, but at the moment there's no cats in there as far as I'm aware. But what they do is they net it and they just leave all fish over £20 in there. I'm not sure what they go up to, but they certainly go over 30. What I'll do with prices at the end of the video, or under this, I'll actually put the price and let you know what it is for like 15 hours, not 15 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours, so on and so forth. I think when you night fish now, which never used to be the case, you used to have to book. So there we go. It's this one. This is peg 8 on dove. So nice little bay there. I'm not going to show you around the whole lake because you can go on various people's videos, I'd imagine, on YouTube, and you can check, see what it's like. But yeah, get right under those islands and that. Maize works well on here, and corn. I use pop-up yellow boilie to have my 19 pounder on. Incidentally, I actually had my PB on here as well at 25.8 mirror, and that was on maize. I think that's what they feed it from time to time. But you've got loads of little nooks and crannies on here. I'll imagine if you're on here and you're on your own, or it's just one or two of your mates, I'm sure if you bait some areas up early in the morning as the mist is breaking, you'll probably be able to do a little bit of stalking in the margins, maybe with some worm on a waggler. So this is the back end of Main Lake. So I'm fishing over there on the far bank. Calf's over there, just gone past the bridge. So that's Main Lake. A little bit cheaper in price, a lot more variety, and in terms of size of carp. You know, there are smaller carp in here. They do net it, they do take the carp out, and like I've mentioned before, if you go on to the website and on their Facebook page, you'll have pictures on there of the contours after it's been drained, so you can actually see where all the bars are and things like that, and you can work out how to fish it. But yeah, so you've got the bridge over there, and this is down here in the corner of Main Lake is what they call Kitten Corner. I don't know if it's known as Kitten Corner anymore. It's really overgrown along it. It's nice, but I always remember it was never like this. And hopefully I'll put a picture up. It's only a small island there. Hopefully I'll put a picture up of some fish I've caught, and you'll see the difference. But yeah, so this is Main Lake where we're fishing on. It's about 4.5 acres, although they used to say it was 7.5. I don't know how they come to that conclusion. It's fairly shallow, as is Dove. So this is Main Lake. What I'll do, try and walk down here a little bit. It's yeah, you had the air pumps on all night, and this is where all the frogs sit. You hear them all night, and they drive you nuts. So there we go. That's Dove again. I can't even see the double swim from here where there's so much reeds in that. The double swim's over there on the far bank, but that's Dove Lake. So yeah, I'm back on Main Lake. This is what they used to call Kitten Corner. I can't believe how overgrown it is. There's actually, it says peg 6 there, they've just let it overgrown. I think the new owner, not new owner, but the new bailiff, to me the new bailiff, Ted used to be the bailiff here, but the new bailiff, he seems really nice. We spoke to him, and I think they're trying to keep it a bit more selective. So less swims, okay, less money, then maybe they have to put the money up a little bit, and that way they can stop people from casting across each other and all that sort of thing. But this is a lovely little corner. I wouldn't mind fishing here myself. I've only ever done it once or twice in a small carp. Just walking down to my, as you can see down there, that's where all the bivvies are lined up along here. I've had many a social along here. At one point there was 5 of us all bivvied up, all friends. You can have a really nice, that's another thing down here on Main Lake, if you can book it now, because I think you have to book it if it's over 12 hours. So if you're going to do an overnighter, you can have a really good social. So yeah, a couple of little islands. It's fairly shallow. They shelve off. They don't drop straight, apart from the ones near the calf over the far side. Those ones drop down about 2 foot because they've got wooden panelling around the sides. But it's a nice little bay. Imagine a few cats sitting in there. So, I mean, that's walking up to the first swim now. Gentleman's in here. So that's kind of the first swim, really. And there you go, bridges across the water. Hello. Don't know if it's even worth doing another update. It's turned into a really nice day. It's not overcast at all, as we expected on the Tuesday. It said it was going to be overcast on the weather report. Sun's out now and it's full glory. There's a little bit of cloud in the sky, but not much. It also said that there was going to be a little bit of drizzle later on, like about at 4 o'clock-ish. We're till 7, but we'll probably start packing up about 6-ish. Keith's actually just now moving swims. Geezer's in again. Geezer with the catfish. Slow doggy fight. It's proper bent over. Looks like he's into another cat. So, just down the bottom now. Don't think you'll see that. But yeah, he's proper bent into it. He's leaning back in it now as well. If it's any good, what I'll do is I'll actually come down and see if I can film a little bit of it. But yeah, keeps moving. He's moving to the other side of the bloke, fishing the very first swim in the corner. See if he can pick himself a fish up. I've remained to stay where I am because I've had fish. Okay, I want a catfish, but I want my lines in the water as much as possible. This bloke is really bent in and leaning back on this fish. So hopefully Keith can get down there and get a couple of fish. Excuse me. Sorry guys. They said they're going to leave a little bit earlier today because of the rain. They were scared about the forecasted rain. So they said they're going to leave about, I don't know. They said they were going to leave roughly around 3 o'clock. Oh, sorry, Keith lost his phone. He's just indicated he's found it. He's a donut. Yeah, so they're going to leave about 3, but I reckon they'll probably stay possibly because the weather's just too nice. So here he comes. I ain't even round him on camera yet.
Tell your viewers that I'm leaving you.
Yeah, I told everybody you're leaving me and you're pissing off down now.
Maybe a bacon sandwich breakfast now. I'm fucking off.
Did you hear that? He's got a bit of confidence up about him. It only took him 2 sessions to finally say that. But yeah, basically said, I made him a bacon sandwich and now he's fucking off. Excuse for the language, but that's what you said, word for word. I have to quote it. Yeah, actually I made him 2 bacon sandwiches, bacon baps. And very nice day was as well. You can't go fishing in the summer, wake up at 4 or 5 in the morning and not make freshly cooked bacon. I don't even cook it in fat or oil or butter or anything. I always cook it in its own fat because that way it makes it really nice and crispy on the fatty edges of bacon. Absolutely beautiful. I want to do some more bankside cooking at some point as well, especially when I get a car. When I start driving, I'll do like a little series of bankside cooking, some health, because I'm quite a large fella. I want to do some, like, I've been naughty this session, but I want to do some nice healthy meals as well. But yeah, do some healthy meals. I want to get one of those Diablos or a Ridge Monkey, so you can do all types of food in the Ridge Monkey. So yeah, he's moved down to the next corner. I'm going to tidy up and probably break my bivvy down. It's an absolute mess at the moment with all my stuff all over the gaff. So yeah, I'm going to break that down, slowly pack everything away apart from stuff that's needed. Leave me cooking equipment out, because I'm going to have a couple of pot noodles later for dinner. And hopefully I can put another fish on the bank. I've just recast. I've actually gone back from cat rigs to carp rigs. So I've scaled right down. I'm using the new Fang Uni hook, I think it's called. Let me have a look. Oh, Fang Gaper size 8, size 6. These ones here. So I'm using those. They look really dead sexy. They look like a bit like the crank hook from Corda, but I've got more confidence in. Let me show you what they look like. There we go. I've got a lot more confidence in Nash tackle. I used to use a lot of Corda stuff, but I think because they're mass producing it, I'm not saying that Nash don't, because they mass produce their products, I just don't think they're much cop like what they were 15 years ago. So yeah, got the rods out, using the solid bags again, gone back to solid bags, using a single small hook bait. So I've got a halibut pellet on one, tipped with coloured corn, coloured sweet corn, red one and green one. and I've done the same on the other one, but I've got that krill dumbbell hooker again. On both baits I've caught, but I've had double the size on, so I've had 2 on the hook as opposed to 1. I've got 18-pound supernatural, really short hook link in a solid bag, because that's the best way to fish it. And second to that, it's very clay and very silty here, so there's no need to worry about that. But you know, hopefully I can still catch a small kitten on that. I'll be quite happy if I have one 10, 15, 20 pounds. But it's just trying to catch another fish now for the camera, so, and for myself. What I'll do is I'll go for a little wander later as well around the lake, like I keep saying. Go up and have a look at the fish shop and that. But for the moment, I'm just going to sit back, relax, tidy up a little bit, and hopefully come back to you when I've got a fish, or Keith's got a fish. So at the moment, I'm just trying to catch a kingfisher sitting on my rods. There's a couple of times that one's come along, quite a big one actually, probably a male. And he's actually caught in the margins little tiny fish. I've been watching the seagulls as well. They've been catching some big roach. Didn't even know there was such big roach in there. But yeah, they must put the silvers in here as well for either the matchmen, like pleasure anglers, which you don't see many of, which there are couples on the side. And yeah, Keith's left me, as you know. He's right down the bottom, just down there, talking to his new mates. Doesn't want to know me now. Yeah, got his new best friends. Keith's the one on the far left. The other guys are Lithuanian guys, because Keith's missus is Lithuanian, or Latvian, no, Lithuanian. His missus is from there as well, so he can speak a little bit of the lingo. So now he's got 2 new mates. They're actually really nice gents. They're the guys who had the catfish. Yeah, Keith's moved to the other side of them now, so they're all sort of fishing together down there. But I don't care. I'm happy up here, even though I've just lost a kitten. And I've been watching on the far side of the water. There's like a sanctuary you can't fish to under the bridge. So that's the bridge. And there's loads of carp boshing out in there. And also by the island. That island now, which I've cast towards. I'm not nowhere near it, but cast towards it. Along that reed line, there's a lot of carp boshing out there as well. There's some guys fishing the opposite bank in peg 1 and 2. And they're getting a few fish over there. They've had a few fish from there, so they've had a lot of carp boshing out around where they are as well. So, but yeah, I'm hoping I might get that last gasp cat. Okay, so another blog entry. Didn't expect to make one this soon. So since the last one, which was about 2 hours ago, since Keith moved on that, I put the whole new rigs on that I told you about, the solid bags with scaled down rigs for carp and that. Now, sorry, just for a little bit of indigestion. There's loads of carp boshing out on the other side of the lake by the bridge opposite me. Some more anglers are turned up. They're sort of fishing match style for the carp. And what I did with my rigs, rather than have them sort of halfway across the lake, there's no features in front of me, it's just all deep water. I tried to sort of get as close to the bar running between the 2 islands in front of me. Let me see if I can show you. So yeah, you got that island and that island now. I think you're picking it up. There's a bar that actually runs between the 2 islands, and I can make it if I want to, even with these 6,000 reels and 2 and 3/4 pound Tesco rods. But no, I just wanted to stay in the deep water still. So I cast a little bit further out, and what happened is I just had a run, but it was a very tentative run. And then when I was planning it didn't feel very big at all. I thought it was one of the little pasties that everyone else is catching, or maybe a small grassy or something like that. But as I got it closer in, it started to sort of bore deeper runs. All of a sudden noticed there was a towel flash. It was a very, very light kitten, little catfish. So it would have been my target species. I estimated it to be about £10. I had it literally, I didn't have the net in the water, but I literally had it a rod and a half length out. Rod length and a half out. So I saw it at the surface, and as it bore down for a run, it flicked its head, and basically my rig come out. Checked the hook and everything. It's a brand new hook. It's those hooks I was showing you earlier on. sharp as anything. I just think it was probably just a little bit unlucky. It picked up a halibut pellet, tipped with I think it's either green or orange corn, or pink corn, I can't remember the colour. That's just as a sight indicator, and also it's because it's a pop-up corn, it just negates the weight of the bait. Obviously didn't get a decent hook hold, you know, as cats have got, even a 10-pound cat's got a fairly large mouth compared to say a 10-pound carp as an example. So yeah, basically got it back in, rebaited another solid bag and pull it literally back out where I had the bite, hoping I'm going to get another cat, because that's primarily what I'm here for. Even one of £10 I'd be quite happy with. Just a nice little kitten I can hold up and show you for the camera. I don't get to catch cats very often nowadays, and it's not until I start driving that I'll be fishing for them a hell of a lot more. So I'm hoping in 2017 I'll be out every spare moment I've got fishing for cats. Cats to me are a bit like pike and perch and even zander. I don't care what size I catch them at. I never get bored with catching them. I don't think I'll ever get bored with catching them, even when I see a big one, even if I hook a big one. You know, if I had the 88 pounder that's in here, I had the 88 pounder in here, and then I'd catch a 15 pound afterwards, I'd still be just as happy. I'd be more happy at the 88, obviously, but I wouldn't think, oh, I just had a 15 pounder, pull it back. And no disrespect to carp, sometimes in commercial carp fisheries, that's how I feel about carp. You know, I've had a 15, I'll put it straight back. But I enjoyed the fight and I enjoyed the fish, and, you know, I respect the fish and that. I mean, it's different if you're fishing a lake where there's wood carvings and the carp are not very big, but there's far and few between. You have to work really hard to catch them. No disrespect to this commercial carp water. It's a commercial carp water. You ain't got to work hard. Most people can come here and fish. You know, it's not hard water. Sometimes you have to wait a while for a run, but that's just how it goes. But to be fair, it's not hard water at all. But for some reason, the bigger fish elude me. So yeah, at least I've had a cat on. It would have been nice to have netted it. I was literally maybe 30 seconds away from netting it, and then just holding it up for the camera for you. Would have been easy to handle as well at that size. So yeah, a little bit gutted, but hopefully I can get one. I've recast that now. I was going to go for a walk, like I keep talking about, around 12, 1 o'clock, and it's about 10:15 now, so maybe I'll reel in and go for that walk, because I want to do a little bit of the lake, show you the other lakes here. I'm not going to walk up to the Specie, you know, that's membership anyway. You have to spend £100 a year, and then your day ticket on top of that, day ticket money on top when you want to fish it. It used to be 50 quid, but I got reliably informed it's 100. I could be wrong, but like I said, at the end of this video, I've said this before, I think, at the end of this video I'm going to put all the prices up anyway. So yeah, I'll go round. You've seen Dove, I've shown you Dove. I'll show you the Match Lake. I've shown you most of Main Lake, and there's little ponds where kids can fish with their parents, teach them how to fish, little carp pond. They're really pretty, and there's other little ponds and stuff like that as well, but I'll go for a little wander later and see if I can get anything on camera. That is no disrespect if I can be asked, because I'm actually quite determined to get a fish now, especially a catfish. I'm really gutted, I didn't expect that to be a kitten, but it is what it is. This will probably be my only catfish trip now, or this style of fishing, overnight fishing now of the year. I doubt I'll probably do another one. Like I say, I'm quite a busy man at the moment, and all my other mates, they got busy lives, and it's hard to meet up with a lot of them. I mean, my best mate Dan, I've not seen for 2 years. It's stupid, isn't it? He's busy, I'm busy. It's hard. I mean, this weekend I was actually meant to be fishing with him, the weekend just gone, but he's a busy man. It was the only weekend I could really get off. He's a busy man, he had other things on, and it's just how it goes, you know. I could have booked up the boxing, like I say, the Anthony-Joshua fight, but never got around to doing that. But what I have noticed, I'm actually babbling on and talking a load of bullshit. So I do apologise. But anyway, with the fishing, you know, Hawkhurst as a whole, it's a nice fishery. I'm not going to do a conclusion just yet. I'll do it a little bit later. But it's a nice fishery, and it's a fairly easy place to fish. I think you got to be a bit patient as well. If you got patience, it's a good place. It's not big. You know, there's not many swims. You can catch them under the rod tip now, as opposed to years ago. We'd always cast out as far as we can to the features. But I'm finding now more and more that you can actually fish the margins. I mean, I thought back in the day, you know, 15 years ago or so, we was catching carp 4 o'clock in the morning when they was coming close in, looking for people who throw the bait in before they go home, that kind of thing, or loose bait that's dropped out of a spod, that kind of thing. But yeah, I'm finding that the fish are a lot more close in now, so you don't have to worry about finding the features. If you know, if you're a young fella who can't cast a certain distance, you can't get it 80-90 yards or whatever, certain areas, you can just fish under the rod tip. As long as you're quiet, you sit back. I mean, it is gravel, the floor's gravel, so you've got to be really careful underfoot to not make too much noise. But you know, when I come to a new fish, when I go to a fishery, I usually set my rods up first, and then put the bivvy and everything up after. But I find that it's always best in this particular like fishery to put your bivvy up first, because if you're bashing around hammering in pegs, because the pegs here, it's really hard to get them in the ground because it's gravel. It's not just a layer of gravel, it's like stone, not stone, but it's quite hard underneath. So you need to really hammer them in, and last thing you want to do is spook any fish under rod tip. So if you're here for 24, 36 hours, that sort of length, it's best to get your bivvy up first. See old ducks going past. There's so many ducks with babies and stuff, and geese. Got chased yesterday twice by the geese. I didn't get it on film, but maybe when I go for a walk later, I'll show you the culprit, the offender. Anyway, like I say, that's enough of me babbling on now. Hopefully I'll get another run. I'm going to sit back, give it a couple of hours, and then go for that wander. And I'll speak to you then.
Okay, so I'm handheld at the moment. That's Keith going to bait. Oh no, Keith's mate going to bait his swim. This is the Match Lake. It's quite a famous lake actually in terms of match fishing. I don't know what it's like now. I mean, I've walked past it. There's so many small carp fizzing. Many a time in an evening, I've brought my Avon rod down back in the day, and I've caught loads off the surface using a little bread. Just a bit of fun, really. I don't think you're meant to do that, but that was back in the day. I don't do that anymore. But yeah, this is the Match Lake, and it's quite famous. I heard back in the day again that the amount of people that fish this and had some massive bags, you know, it was quite regularly known for its big bags of F1 carp, and you know, there are other fish in there, but very far and few between. It's just dominated by small carp. So just thought I'd give you a little look. I don't know what the prices are on this one. Again, I'll try and put them at the end of the video. That is unless it's only used for match bookings. I don't know if it's used for pleasure anglers. I've never seen a lone angler fish it yet. So, but that's the Match Lake that runs next to the main lake. And just down the bottom here, again, it's a secluded little pond. You can't really see it, but back in the day, again, I was a bit naughty. They're not in there anymore as far as I'm aware, but there was trout in there. I think they stopped trout in there. I didn't know there were trout in there at the time, but I went down there to have a little stalk early one morning, and I ended up having 2 trout and lobworm. About £3, put them back, rainbow trout, put them back. Didn't know what they were. I thought there was maybe a little perch in there or something, but no, there isn't. There was trout, but as far as I'm aware, there's no trout in there now. It's just full of little F1 pasties and that. I think what they do is they, with the main lake, they actually drain it, and I think they take the fish out and they stick them in there. So there we go. Nice shot of the main lake from a different angle. Let's head up to the fish shop. So I'm doing Barry's Fishery tour still, and that's the cafe. Gonna head up there. Behind there is the tackle shop, and then behind the cafe directly there's a little learning centre which looks like it's new, and then there's the aquatic shop that hopefully I can go in and have a little look. But this is my favourite swim actually, fishing into this corner from the far bank, fishing into this area. This corner is by far my favourite fishing spot. I've had loads of carp there, not any cats, but funny enough actually, Keith just lost a cat. Estimated about £20, £30. Yeah, he's just lost a cat after that move, so he made the right decision to move. So now you can't fish this area. There's a rope going across between the 2 islands, and this bay you can't fish it, you're not allowed to. A lot of the old people throw throw bread and cakes, into bits of cakes and stuff like that into water, and the carp bosh up here all the time. As you can see, there we go. You got some old people turn up on coaches and stuff like that, buses, mini buses. They sit and have their afternoon tea, their cream tea and stuff like that, because that cap's really, really nice in there. Not only they do decent breakfasts and that, but they also do beautiful cakes and stuff. So I do recommend it, even if you're going to come to the fishing, just walk around for a little while and go in the caf. Do recommend it. So just about to enter the aquatic shop. It's absolutely lovely in here, as you can see there. Subscription, practical fish keeping, best magazine ever. I need to get this article because it's got Siamese fighter on the front. But as you can see, well stocked, absolutely fantastically stocked. Everything you need, test kits, filters, awesome. It's a really nice little shop. It used to be a koi pond shop where they used to sell Japanese koi carp. They had some big ponds in here and they had really expensive, like 4 or 5 grand carp. Tanks are immaculate, absolutely fantastic. These are all the tropical fish, different varieties. Got discus, and let's have a look at some of them. We've got some, there we go, some big dwarfs, dwarf rainbows. You can tell I've not been in the business for a little while. Got some little discus up there. The tanks are absolutely spotless. Honey gouramis, mollies. And you've got some clown loach down the bottom here, neon tetra. My favourites are tiger barbs. That's what I'll be keeping in my tank when it's finally set up. Harlequin roscoras. Beautiful snowball pleco. Absolutely lovely. So the tanks are amazing. Very, very clean. Very, very well looked after. It's quite busy today because there's a lot of people looking around, and you've got, you know, good selection of plants. You should come in here, you know, all you anglers that do fish keeping as well, like myself. It's worth coming in and having a look and picking some bits up. Unfortunately, I left my card at home today, my bank card, or I'll probably have spent a couple of quid. But next time I come up, there's a couple of tanks in here I like, so next time I come up I'll end up buying some stuff myself. They got a tackle shop across the road, and that's the reason why I didn't bring my card. You see, lovely little setups. Cherry shrimp in now. It's a nice little shrimp tank. Again, fully stocked. Absolutely fantastic. Everything you need: filters, filter sponges, heaters, thermometers, temperature gauges, the lot. It's a beautiful little shop. If I could have my own aquatic shop, this kind of how I envisioned it. There we go, lots of frags, saltwater stuff as well, you can see. There's some fish in there as well. Don't ask me to name saltwater fish because I don't know them, but yeah, fully stocked. All the frags in now. And we've got some more tanks for sale. There's a saltwater set up there. Look like black clownfish, absolutely beautiful. There we go, some saltwater fish up there. Some cardinals, and what else can I see? Gobies. So that's the saltwater setup. You've got your bait over there, so you can buy Daphnia and bloodworm and stuff like that. Absolutely fantastic. What I'll do, I'm sure you guys as anglers want to see. Can you come through, sweetheart?
Sorry, I thought what he was talking to him, looking round. I think he's doing a selfie. Come on, do a selfie.
No, I'm actually filming. Yeah, I'm actually filming.
Sorry.
No, that's alright. Just looking at the shop. You'll be on YouTube. What I'm doing is I'm at where probably people want to see the most stuff, which is all the goldfish, the carp, that kind of thing, golden orth. It's quite warm out here. There we go, all the carp and that. For ponds, there's some butterfly. I think I saw some butterfly for you. There we go. There's some butterfly versions. Don't see many of them. Well, I don't see many of them, especially in lakes. But for such a small little gaff, it's so neat and tidy. It's fantastic. Absolutely. Oh, here's the big boys. See, with stuff like these big ones, there we go, thinking of getting fed. It's stuff like these big ones which they keep inside when they're decoy shot. There we go, all your pond stuff. Sorry about the filming's probably not very good, it's all handheld. So yeah, all your pond stuff, all your, you know, get chlorine remover and weed control, that kind of thing. You know, your wheat germ for the winter food, that kind of thing, if you're a pond keeper. Absolutely fantastic. So yeah, like I say, when I come up here with my cards, I'll end up buying a few bits because the fish here are really, really nice. I'd love to work somewhere like here. It's a lot better than Decathlon. Not Decathlon, Pets at Home. Yes, quote me saying that, Pets at Home. You buy your saltwater here stuff, yeah? Marco rocks. Lovely. You've got some even ornaments and stuff. Just there. So, I'll take you outside and show you a few bits out there as well. Cheers, mate. Thanks, fella. And yeah, so you got all your pond lilies and that you can buy for your ponds. So it's all water-based pond plants and stuff like that. So it's called All Things Aquatic. That's what they've named it. All Things Aquatic. Lovely little shop. And you got a cafe. I'm not going to go in the cafe. And then just up here we'll have a little walk up. So I'm just having a little walk up now. Oh, I forgot about that place. That's the pottery place where they sell all pottery stuff. That's been there for a little while now. Let me zoom in. Yeah, they sell stuff like pottery and ceramics and stuff like that. It's been there quite a few years. Sorry, sir. And then you got the famous, let me come back on that. Oops, sorry about the shaky camera. I'm using the compact one. I've got the other camera in my hand. There we go, that's better. Got the other camera in my hand. Really, really bad filming with this section. But I wanted to do it quick because I want to save the battery in case I get any fish. But that's the famous wooden carp. And then you got Kent tackle. I'm not going to go inside because, you know, it's a big old tackle shop. As you can imagine, with most decent, good quality tackle shops like this one. Last time I went there, I spent 450 quid. Like I say, I ain't got my bank card, so I won't be going in there and doing that now. But that's the place you want to go when you want to buy all your carpy stuff and that. You know, it's not cheap stuff, but they do have deals in there, like most places. So what I'm going to do, just take a walk down and head to the ponds. I doubt anyone's on there. And then head back to my swim, get my rods out for the last half of the day. Right, so here I am, outside the pond. This is the junior pond. It's open from 10 till 5. There we go, junior fun pond. Just looking on the other side there, I doubt you'll make it out unless I zoom in, which I'm not going to do. Fun fishing for children, £7. So you can't whack that. Bring your nipper down here with a little telescopic rod or a pole, I'd imagine. Do a little bit of fishing, learn how to fish with the kids. Bit of fun, maybe on a Sunday. Just over the back, that you'll see it again because I'm not going to zoom. There's another little pond up there. There's a bloke on there fishing. I don't know if it's a fly pond or the same sort of pond as this. But up that track, you can see a track there. Up that track is where the Specie pond is. Again, I'm not walking up there. It's too far to walk. Plus it's members only. So that's the pond for the children. So get your children down here. Bit of fun, Sunday afternoon. You can't beat it. Bit of relaxing time.
Almost landed it, listen, it's taking it out again.
So it looks like the biggest fish so far. Let's give the guy some room.
Yeah.
It's a good fish. That's it. Well done.
Yeah, look.
Oh, look at the tail, look.
It's massive. Can't get it in.
Neck is still small.
Yeah, you need like 56-inch net.
Can't get the tail in.
That's it, well, that's it. You'll get him, you'll get him. It's being awkward. It's like a conger eel swimming backwards.
That's going to be over 40 pounds.
Yeah. Look at the colours on it.
Beautiful.
Oh, I'm glad to see this. Keith, come and look at the mottled colours on this, mate.
Beautiful.
You won't go in the net though.
No, it's not big enough.
Tail's still out. You can't get it in.
That's a good 10 minutes, man.
Now we know how deep that is.
Go on the Weller. Weller to the rescue.
I hope you don't have a phone in your pocket, huh? No.
Unless it's waterproof.
No, cheers, mate.
Yeah, you alright getting up? Weller to the rescue. I thought you were shallower than that.
So did I.
So did he. Awesome. That's near 40, it's got to be. It was well off yesterday when it comes to guessing, but I can't wait to see this.
You want a bigger bag?
Right, let's just turn off for a minute till we get it on the net.
Wow.
Right, so the lads are just lifting it and that's well over 40 pounds. Well over 40. The head on it alone.
Bloody hell.
You might even need two of you lifting that.
Scales go that high.
I've got £60 scales if you need them.
Yeah, we need probably because my one is.
Do you want me to go and grab them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got some, yeah.
Oh. It's alright.
Take the chains off and all.
Little fuckers.
Little piggy eyes, aren't
Yeah, don't need the eyes, mate. Not when they've got the whiskers and the sense of smell. So we're all having a hazard of a guess. It's got a gut on it like mine. Look at that gut, it's just like mine. It's got the same colour top on as me as well.
I'm saying this is going to be 60 pounds, I think.
Yeah, well, it's well over 40, it's 50 maybe.
30. Yesterday we had it, you know.
48.
Yeah.
48.
Whatever it is, it's still beautiful fish. I come here to try and catch these fish and these blokes are having it up and they well deserve it.
What's the net weigh?
No, I'll just put it at 0 and we'll wait
We'll
after
weigh the net after.
because it's not already zeros.
I think it's about 2 pounds.
Yeah, we won't do,
£2 3
we
ounce.
won't do think, we'll do it properly.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to be right to lift on my arm.
I don't know.
depends how strong you are.
Will do.
Might need to use
Can you count him?
hang on. That's bottomed out, I think. Or is it near? 50 around 58.
58.
58. It's about 58, yeah.
Want to try again? One more go?
Just so you can get the ounces. Try and get the ounces, but it's about 58.
Fucking hands are shaking.
Yeah, just under 58. I'll give you 58. Jesus, that's lucky the scales. That's two pounds, and that one. Well, we've got to take the thing off as well, haven't we?
Yeah,
So,
2 pounds.
so what's that? 56.
Yeah.
All day long. All day long.
What a beauty.
I'm really made up for these guys, man.
We can get 24 hours free.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, competition. You got to put it on now.
Yeah.
Well, it's worth having 24 hours for nothing, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Especially pulling things out like that.
Do a bit of filming.
You have to be a bloody good fish to beat, yeah.
I'm not going to lift on my arm, so.
Yes, but they need.
Do you want me to film or? Keith, do you want to take?
Take pictures, Sam.
I can do some pictures for you and find you on Facebook.
They put up the towel, maybe take it from the shadow from the sun.
Try and get it in the middle, the belly and like where the anal fin is on the right arm, and then that under the left arm. You should be able to lift it on your own.
But it's still low.
Give it a go, give it a go. Might be able to. You'll get covered in slime, but it's worth it.
I think it's gonna be we're gonna try to do it, both of us. That was good fight. So, and from your phone
Yeah,
as
from
well,
my
yeah?
phone.
So you guys are happy, yeah? Yes, £56. Absolute beast.
You can't hold it any longer.
You can't even get it up, yeah.
So, hello guys. I can't actually remember what I last left you with. It was quite a few hours ago. Blokes, you'll see it anyway. Blokes had a nice big 58-pound cat. I keep looking at the flip screen and not actually looking at the lens. That's why it makes it look like I've got boss eyes. Keith's just jumped out to go wee when he's coming back. Yeah, so he's just going to pop in the loo. And then we're going to head home. It's absolutely, the weather was spot on for what we said was going to happen. It absolutely started pissing down. Now, what I will tell you, I don't think I have told you, the two blokes that had the cats, we both jumped in their swim about 3 o'clock when they pissed off home. Really nice guys. Really nice guys, actually. So they went off home, and because they wanted to beat the rain, and they were right to do so. They had a really good session. Keith had a big cat but lost it in a margin. I don't think he was expecting that. I had a little kitten of about 12 pounds and lost it at the net, so I did have a target species but I lost it. Then I had a nice little right, I've cast two of my rods right where they were fishing, right up against the island on the far side of the lake, with single hook baits. I didn't put any additional bait down because I was expecting us to use the bait that they've already stoved in for me to capitalise off it. So I didn't have nothing. Keith didn't have nothing towards the end. We literally left our rods into last knockings. We got absolutely saturated, all our gear's wet in the car, and we're heading home. So all in all, it's been nice to see the fish come out. A load of catfish then blokes. They had a 25-pound carp as well. It was really nice seeing all the fish come out. I think where I was, I actually done exceptionally well because the rest of the lake were catching 2-pound pasties, and I had a 10-pound grassy and a 14-pound common, and obviously the cat I lost, and a few, but they're on big baits. Maybe if I had small baits on, I would have caught pasties as well. By big lumps of luncheon meat and sort of big pellets and things. So, but all in all, I love Hawkhurst Fish Farm, and me and Keith are actually sorry to go home. Last night the lake was Ramo. Tonight it's empty. There's only 2 people on now. They're a bit pissed off that the rain's come down, but the forecast was spot on, like I say. So to conclude, I just want to say that we had a really good trip. Really nice to enjoy Keith's company. We always have a laugh and stuff. Not that you got to see too much of him on camera. He's quite a shy guy anyway. For me, talking in front of the camera, it doesn't really matter. I don't think about people watching it. It's just natural for me to talk. I'm a bit of a talker anyway. So yeah, Hawkhurst Fish Farm. I hope you get to see it how I see it. It's a really nice place. Really easy to get to. You've also, I mean, there's some places up the road where in the village where you can order a takeaway and they'll deliver it to the gate, or you know, into the car park if the gate's still open. Chinese, Indian, fish and chips, that kind of thing. Or you want to drive up there, it only takes 5 minutes. Yeah, all there is left to say is thanks for watching. Please like the video if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. The subscribers are going up bit by bit, and it's really nice. The support, I really do thank you for the support. All the people on Facebook, I do use Instagram and Twitter, but Facebook is predominantly what I use. So I really want to thank people on that. Thank Hawkhurst Fish Farm for having us, really. Bailiff was sound, really nice guy. Hopefully we'll be back at some point next year for those big cats. But I'm glad you got to see a few fish that I caught, and you got to see other people's fish, especially some special catfish as well for me. So it's just giving me the incentive to want to come back. But like I say, it probably won't be for a year. So I'm just going to wrap this up now and say thanks for watching again, and look out for the next vlog. 14 possibly. This will be 13. Not sure. Guessing. Shut up, Barry. Tight lines. Take care.